If you bring in a designated hitter, if you bring in a reliever and you keep him in the game, you have to
do not know what the DH
they don't want
is.
to do that.
You not watch baseball.
Don't touch.
He's not gonna go to Gehenna for that, trust me. He'll go to-
I might, and that's okay.
Oh, no, I
What's
might
up,
go to
brother?
Gehenna.
Why you
What
doing
happened,
that?
he's going with the DH.
They can hold the halachas.
The
downstairs hitters.
Because there's never been a pitcher who was
thought DH was
playing
designated.
designated.
But are they playing, dude, are they playing in Toronto?
Yeah.
There used to be
But
a
if you bring in a-
radio
But
station
they don't,
called
oh, that.
WH, there used to be a radio called HD, WHDH.
Yeah. If you bring in a reliever,
Stop.
he has to play a position in the field or he loses it.
Wait, that happened with Ortiz at
So
one
if they
point.
bring Otani, they bring Otani into the game as a pitcher later in the game. He has to play the field.
That's play. Outfield.
Which they don't.
Why do you need a battery?
Because he's a
So the
pitcher.
only way to preserve him as a pitcher or a designated
Told that
hitter,
person more muscle.
You're more husher than me. You're
if he
almost.
doesn't start, they're gonna.
I'm gonna go if you're
Listen, there's no unevenness over here.
Yeah,
Because
well,
he's the designated
we
hitter.
have other states.
We don't deal with that. There's no unevenness here.
I don't know, Washington.
Nobody's interested in your.
As a jerk, whenever I speak to him, I look at some label mark for the Rebbe and the Melava, I said,
That means that later in the game, they use him as a reliever, he then has to play the field.
No.
They don't want him. So he has to start or they lose him.
Okay, let's say they start him and then they make him designated hitter. But, you know, but can he afterwards come back and pitch?
Once he's been pulled out, no, he's. I didn't make it back in time. And he's designated hitter.
But let's say they
Same guy.
let him pitch one pitch and bring in the regular starter,
Right. Then he stays
designated hitter. And then, if they want, no,
And once pull pitcher, it's over.
what?
Once you pull pitcher out, it's over.
So what's the difference then?
Because they would lose him as a designated hitter, if they want to keep him as a player in the game. He has to play the field. He has to play the field.
I like your handshake, it's really
If they
good.
brought him in the third inning to pitch, then he would have to play the field.
You don't have enough.
So like paying pitching?
I'm really scared it's gonna be lost to
Once
posterity.
they bring in the next pitcher,
Oh, okay.
once they bring in the next pitcher,
I don't see it,
he has to
whatever.
play the field.
Doesn't make sense to me personally. But it's not the first thing that doesn't make sense to me.
It's a very rare.
Well,
You want to tell me?
That's a lot, John.
Not really, it's like this broadcast. Broadcast from last week.
where's Adam? Where's Adam? Kip, you still have
I
Malka?
don't know.
Well,
I
yeah.
told him, first of all, I didn't go home. I stayed here, so I said, I'm staying, where am I gonna go? It's a house full of people and noise and everything.
We're not Hasidic enough.
I don't know, well, first of all, I think he's gonna visit his parents tonight, so.
Ah,
Our parents was Hasidic.
his parents are in Newton.
That's right.
You daven somewhere?
Huh?
You daven at Beth Helen somewhere?
I don't know where they
Sorry,
go.
I think sorry.
I don't know where they go.
How can I get the rattle?
What?
Is my brother Yoshua?
Who was what?
Is it my brother Yoshua?
He was in Shu's class?
Oh, man. That is, no, I have mine.
Oh,
I was saying the Rebbe doesn't want the lot.
oh, no?
Was ist die Liga? Ben, was? Das ist ein Essen schnell, das ist schnell. How about you? Ja? Du willst essen schnell?
There's lasagna.
No, I'm not gonna be on the camera, am I?
You're not on the camera.
I don't wanna ruin the,
No, you're not on the camera. You can take whatever you want. There's no.
I don't wanna ruin the,
Ad kenne die Dose Meimen in so Schleimo, so Chedo, so de Malka Kadisho, as kenne die Dose de Malka Mashiach, Dov Melch Yisrael Chai V'Kayom, Am Yisrael Yankov Zada Bade, ya, I see the Mazur Yisrael Amei, as kenne die Dose Meimen in so Schleimo, so Chedo, so de Malka Kadisho, as kenne die Dose de Malka Mashiach, Dov Melch Yisrael Chai V'Kayom Rabbi Yisrael Yankel Sada Ba'adeh Ya Ya Ya
Ja,
Ya
ja, ja, ja.
Salamein Askin Sido
So, the name is
Shlei B'Soch and Los Malka Kadishatskin Los Malka Mashiach Chai V'Kayom Rabbi Yisrael Sada Ba'adeh Seven time as the Israel name. So I mean, ich am so the Woche schlacht ich will in auch wenn es ja gehen war noch. I'm so the Berger so I shall the Shicha
Hey, some tied out L.
show you right the well shows no cry ya shall ya medam. Show basen ashila shem ge la metabri la bevan smecha ma yzeven sheven ya ya me shabbos shabbos shocha.
Oh, you look at Yom
Hakem Chaftocha
Ay, 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 ay.
Bitte mir Chesnik aus dem Weisen Schwache Weisen und den Schwache Ay, 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 ay. Ja, heute Schasse, Kiwaise, Schwaise, was der Geist sagt, so wie Gott Semcha, Kochos und Kalkala, kommen Salz, Kasson, und Chipos, und Mörmischen, Gossam,
Hold on, Gemara, Michelle
Mohammed Yaseh Bekoshe Seinim Yom Brochot Bei Sayem Gila Yosh Dachte ich mir am Sigil Rebbe Sosa Var Nocha Kol Tzala Bedina Sibasein Ana Yoshi Ano Ana Adino Yatzlichano Chazak Yemale Yishalo Yiseinim Yamet Yaseh Bekoshe Seinim Yishlach Ba
Bracha, bracha, v'hatzlacha.
Ay, chazak yimalei shaloi seini. Yametz yaseh b'kosho seini. Yishlach b'maseyo.
Bracha, bracha, v'hatzlacha. V'zeh yam gilad, Shilach tishmei yam segila. V'zeh yam gilad, Shilach tishmei yam segila. V'zeh yam gilad, Shilach tishmei yam segila. V'zeh yam gilad,
I don't remember these lights. Is this a Nayazach?
Which night?
It's a whole renovation.
These are here for a long time, these lights?
No,
I don't remember what used to be here. Was it a chandelier or something?
we had a chandelier, yeah, but that was, they said we have to take it out because it's not according to code.
Oh,
This electrical inspector is a world-famous electrical inspector.
Last name was Clouseau.
Yeah?
He found the jewels.
Inspector Clouseau.
He found the jewels.
How do you know his name's last? He's giving trouble to every single one that I met. He always gives trouble to them.
Good job.
Good job, yeah.
That's his job to give trouble? No. The other inspectors didn't give such a tough time.
Inspector Clouseau is in the King's Mansion.
Did Rebbe say, I'm chaplain, and you should take it
Yeah,
easy?
that'll really make a difference. I didn't talk to him one word. All I know is the electricians here that worked on this job were very frustrated. They put in outlets and they had to put a separate outlet for every single refrigerator. And they did that, but those outlets, a normal outlet has 2 plugs.
Right.
So he said, that's no good. You have to have, that you can't put another plug in. So each outlet has to be only with 1 plug. So they had to change over everything. And afterwards I spoke to Reuven Roth, who built the building on Center Street, and he said he had the exact same issue. Now let me ask you something. If that's what you want, good. But tell the guy ahead of time. Because no town, it's according to Massachusetts law, you don't have to do it that way. You just have to have an extra plug for each appliance. Hello? I get to, how's over Sabunis going? Oh boy. Well, how disappointing. What happened? That same thing happened in Boston. They didn't start this week either. You can't imagine how everybody's going around with frowns on their faces. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking now at Pinchas Eliyahu. He's very, very upset that he didn't have Ubus and Bunas.
It's not gonna get a.
I'm in the
football
Sukkah
tonight.
dining room by Melava Malka. Yeah. Okay, but next week they'll have Ubus and Bunas? I know it's a big problem because the Kanas are making shave brokers or whatever. You can't have both. It's gonna be. Yeah.
What did you do wrong?
I didn't do anything wrong yet. I mean, the inspector told me what he wanted before I did it.
Sounds like-
What I wanna know is, if once there's a plug behind the fridge, how do you get something else plugged in?
Okay,
No, we might have like a.
okay, Master Shem, tell him next
I mean,
time.
I could plug an extension cord
Okay,
and then I could
I
put
get the
a
book.
power strip attached to that, and then I attach multiple power strips.
Okay. My Shaluza, they nicht gehabt Ubus und Bunas
And then I can,
in
plug in multiple.
New York. It hast du nicht müssen sagen.
Next week is a
They had
Chassid.
in Muncie.
I don't know. I'm
They have
running it.
Melava Malka in Muncie every Motzei Shabbos.
Put them all at the same time.
No, where do they make it? Boston doesn't make Melava
No, I don't
Malka?
go to, I go different places.
Yeah, but Boston doesn't have. They have 3 Boston Rebbes in Muncie, and they don't have 1 Melava Malka.
Maybe, yeah.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, did a show.
I don't know, maybe
50.
I should probably check.
15.
15, do you know all of them?
Yeah.
So does Jonathan, there's only two people here who
No,
know.
they play spam.
Oh.
What?
You're not the Boston Rebbe.
Kim-
Kim is supposed to-
You need to.
Literally working on
Add another chair.
Yeah.
We're doing it here.
Because we don't have a hole enough that's big enough to fit everyone. We don't have a big enough hall to fill everybody.
There's only two people here who know all of the Boston Rebbes
Jonathan?
and the Rebbe.
Yeah.
We want to do this. I'm behind this idea.
Oh,
55
sure.
years at 1710 Beacon Street. 2020. 55? 65.
When? This year?
2026, 1961.
When did the Rebbe move in here?
1961.
No, what time of year?
August.
So this August we should have a kinnis.
Huh?
Let's wait till 7.
Everyone will be away.
No, we can at least get.
His father goes to bed early, he can see his father, so
Okay,
he wants to
fine.
give it up aim.
So I'm not complaining.
No, I know, but otherwise he would have stayed.
We double here, double. No, but we can't rep Yanko. He'll come.
It's only one bus.
Isn't it March 1st?
That's what they all say.
Well, there's only one Boston Rebbe in Boston.
Yeah, the Rebbe has a brother.
Oh, Brookline?
Yeah, they don't call. Yeah, I just struggle when they call me up. They don't call me the Boston Rebbe, but call me the Boston Rebbe of Brookline, as if I'm going to get very upset about that.
Stop recording.
Who calls you that? Who calls River that? And Brooke, and there's, someone, okay, never mind.
I'll tell you what happened by Norman Cram's Norman Cram's
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Levi. So they said they had speakers and they had.
Speakers, I get
So
that.
they called me the Boston Rebbe because otherwise, it's
I don't
not.
think anywhere else in Eretz shows Brookline music.
No, that's even more confusing. Just Stephen Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Back then.
You know, they used to make a joke about what's the difference between Brooklyn and Brookline. Brooklyn hat nur ein Jid, das one Jid. Brooklyn hat 2 Jiden. Der Bein ist schon. They used to say that about Newark also, New York and Newark. Du hast genug, bist zufrieden, hast schon genug, ja?
He wants to be in the video.
He passed me a fork.
Fork. Sure.
Enjoy it.
And it's Shapiro. Oh, counselor. Oh.
Oh, the rabbi came in.
He's a Shasi.
Sit on the KTY.
Shasi.
We spoke about you, Shabbos, Rabbi Zooks. We
Yeah,
spoke
wow.
about you.
So
Your name came up. Your name came up. We started talking about Milwaukee, and we said there's wits in Milwaukee.
I went there.
Oh, so that's what we said, right? See? So I said I didn't know. If I would have known, I would have given greater respect.
My sister just moved there to the west side.
To Milwaukee? Really?
Yeah,
What side is Rabbi Twersky on?
the west side.
He's on the west
There's
side?
only the west side of Milwaukee. It's not like another Jewish community there. There's only one.
I was thinking that she moved to Wits.
Were any of the Freeman boys there then when your time?
Yeah.
Yeah? From Chicago?
Moshe? Anyone want Moshe?
No, Moshe wasn't there. I don't think Moshe was there.
Moshe.
His brothers.
It was a very long time ago. I don't, there were Freedom boys there. I don't remember their names though.
Yeah?
One of the
Freedom in
twins.
Chicago.
And Reuven and your own Kellerman.
Before your time.
No?
I met another son.
Killed
One
one.
before my time too, but I went to come back to visit.
Yeah, he went to it.
You asked. Yes.
What is it called? It's called why it's called what?
Zuck, you gonna watch? You gonna watch?
What you see is what you get.
We have lasagna.
No, we're not finished yet.
I was a sourdough.
Yeah, this is the first course.
The first course.
This is the bagel course.
Okay, this is the bagel course. Okay. Adio yoyven ratzas li lecha
Adonai li lo ira li lo ira Adonai ozeli ozeli Tasik masik yasi Adonai yasi yasi Zagike kapaye Adonai kapaye kapaye No kadeshim kapaye Adonai Yotzer Haolim, Yotzer Haolim, Adonai Yotzer Chazizim, Yotzer Chazizim, Yotzer Adonai Ish Melchama, Ish Melchama, Shkoim Kibel,
Cholim al Shemaim Shmani Ozer, Adon Yitzir Shavucham Yitzachri Lecho, Yimim. Vayis Lekalamim.
Malka, go to see me go.
From Techa. Hamalach HaGoyel. Oitzi Mikol Go. Baruch atah be'ir.
So nice about it. That
Va'at loy silver. Hiyosa neri tachtiyas oretz. Galer night zwei shmoy kedoshis. Ki v'simcha seitzeyu. Ki vini lo yeshivini. Im Yipoil. Why nifse fasayim, shalom. Adoyna yoiz laham yitein, adoyna yervach nevashon.
You became upgraded to the color? We help you.
What time is the coil?
Guys,
The bonus next week.
What?
6:30 to 8:30.
2 hours?
7:30. No, yeah, 7. Till 7:45. Yeah, it doesn't finish till 8. Something like that.
Shia mal sashim.
oh, Savanas is called?
That was the bonus.
Oh, Savanas.
No, in Newton it's called over Sabonis. Because they have the girls also come.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they stopped coming. They stopped using Kollel because it's too full. So now they have boys and girls and mothers and fathers and everybody you want. You can have the grandmothers and grandfathers come too. Newton's.
Yeah.
It's called what is called family and children.
That goes doing as well.
What?
Yes.
What?
That goes doing as well.
Services?
Stop what?
Cool.
Yeah.
John is live.
Only children can learn?
No, family and children. I mean, the family's the parents and the children.
Just thought. Goes down and I added it.
This is Motza'i Mali Mishal Stoikim. No, how's that niggin go? Where's that the L niggin? How does the L niggin go? Da 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 da.
What, the element?
New house, Yaakov's adventures at BMG in the dormitory. That's the hardest part of getting used to BMG, is the dormitory. He's in that dormitory right next to the Sixth Street dormitory. Good luck to him. I slept in that dormitory. It took me 2 months to get used to, because anytime a door closes, the whole floor hears it.
No, it's, yeah.
There are walls in the dormitory. I know maybe they changed it. In my time, you're talking about 60 years ago. There are walls in the dormitory, but the walls go until the fake ceiling. So if someone's talking in the other room, you can hear his conversation, because at the end of the day, it's only a fake ceiling. It's all one room.
Sounds like a bungalow.
But it was very good, those fake ceilings, because you had where to put your suitcases when you came to the
Yeah, the dorms are very nice. They did private bathrooms, everything. They did.
Where's that?
Look at that, private bathrooms. What is private bathroom? Each person
Where?
has?
Yeah, every
Where's
room.
this? Where's this? 6th Street?
I don't know if it's 6th Street.
I know. They have a private bathroom?
What's so hard about B&G's dormitory? I don't understand. What's the difference?
My time, they had one big public
Yeah,
bathroom.
they did it nice, but it's New York style. If they don't know you, nobody says hello to you.
No, well, welcome to New York.
Yeah, but what's
That's
the
a big-
difference
that's a
between
big
that
change
and
for him.
why?
Yeah.
When he was in Brisk, what was the difference? He was in his own covering.
His own chevra, that's
No,
why.
it's-
Had his own apartment.
Yeah, he had his own apartment, but also like even in the yeshiva, there's
There's more camaraderie.
Yeah, but it's not
They
the
only
same-
eat in Brist. They
Something
only
I'm
eat
gonna
with
regret
their,
later.
with their
Probably.
prior school, their
Yeah?
prior yeshiva in the dining. So that was hard, but you know.
I have
through Sender,
a
he knew
friend
all the Ena Club.
who got married, big time chacham. Yosef Leib Yafi, his name. I think he's not doing too well now. Big time chacham. He sat and learned his whole life, literally. His wife, he married a lady who was in different types of business ventures. She became very, very wealthy, so he didn't have to work at all, and all he did was learn. But he was his whole life a yeshiva bacha, meaning he came, he davened, he ate breakfast in the yeshiva, then Ben Hazlarim, he ate lunch in the yeshiva, and then he ate supper because they came home late. That was it. He lived the charmed life, like they say.
Let's cover in the mirror to that. Mirror
Huh?
line. Just cover in the mirror line to that.
So in the mirror, they made a new dining room for over 65.
Yeah, for over
Hallo.
Yeah, because it was a busha they were eating for the kids. It was-
Baruch Hashem, ik wil het herzlich mit Moshe Mordechai Yui. Gewinnt bei Uwe Sabunim im Handnacht, mit Hashem, also Gesundheit mit der Tate, Gesundheit. Was? Was heißt? Ich flieg ein? Nein.
Order them on.
I have it.
No,
on-
ja, schon gewesen. Nicht bei mir, bei Meilach. Ja, bist der größte Zadig, Moshe Mordechai, ja. I get the Woche, was machst du, Moshe Mordechai? Wenn hast du dann gelacke? Wenn du gelacke?
Could be at the end, the end of slavery. It's a different, it's a whole different, it's a different.
Oh, hast du ein
You come with a
Zitzes?
different mindset.
Ja, geht.
In the Bacher, I'm saying all the Bacher come with.
He's in the Irvington.
Ich hätte bei 3 Uhr. Ich bin schon 3 Uhr. Bei dir dachten die bist da so schnell, kannst du schon oben die Zitzes bei 2 Uhr. Yosef Maya, ja. Ja. Nu. Wer? Ja. Siehst du die alle Verspäunis, was man hat?
Who made the design? Butcher Wheeler's on there?
Darfst du reden mit der andere Seite, der Mattes Weinberg, was hält?
So you made a sign?
Ja, ich meine.
It's from the butchery.
Schlag mich mein Größen.
My wife put the order in.
Als zoiets vergeten, darf man naar huis zoeken.
That's a good joke. Before his bris, Avram ate graham crackers. Afterwards, he ate graham crackers.
Who, what?
Okay, I get the Bach.
That's yours.
Okay.
Gold.
Oh, go.
Avram Avinu before his bris, he only ate graham crackers. Afterwards, he ate graham crackers.
I don't get it.
Graham crackers, G-R-A-M crackers. And afterwards, he ate graham crackers.
With the hay.
After this name change, you mean?
Yaakov's not in the 6th Street, Yaakov's in the Irvington. 305 9th Street.
Oh, that's a different place.
Very nice.
I don't know if it's not.
Beautiful.
The old one, the one that was there. But you know what they do with the Hasidic boys? They put them in the old age home.
No showers.
There's no showers there. So, because they go to the mikveh anyway every way in the morning, so they take a shower in the mikveh, so there's no reason to give them showers, you see?
Used to be Meshigumos.
It was a Meshigum house that didn't have showers for the Meshigum. I guess for some reason they didn't trust them to take.
Sounds like them snug, them still getting the Hasidim.
So they
Sounds like to me.
This is between Madison and Clifton on that. But his during Brisk knocked the whole building down.
Hmm?
The building is huge.
A lot of places are doing that now in Jerusalem.
Kicked everybody
There's
out.
shul that I go to in Yerushalayim. In the morning I go to shave the Talevi
I came
because
to
they have a
Mincha.
nice mikveh.
I came to Mincha by the Rebbe by that school.
By that, oh yeah. So that minyan is called Zichron Gershon, but we call it the Moshe Zekanim because they don't allow anybody under 65 into the minyan.
They also card?
And they knocked
And
it down.
they're saying now that they're looking for another place because the owner's going to knock down the building and build a big high-rise there. I don't know when it's happening. It's right. It's on the Holy Yosef.
Bailan.
Next, you know, there's the fruit store by the next, the left side is there's a minion there.
What do people do on Shabbos? They get high rise.
What?
On Shabbos, they all walk up to their apartments on Shabbos?
Well, they'll have a kosher Shabbos elevator.
Everyone holds by the elevators?
No.
It's an old story. That you go to Ganigula, all those places have big, huge buildings. People live on the 10th floor.
In Panama.
And they walk up on 10th?
In Panama.
Some people walk up and some people just walk up. Maybe they'll do it Shabbos morning, but the rest of the time they'll have a minion in the Kabbalah Shabbos. They'll have a minion on the 10th
floor.
floor.
On top of, there's another place that's even worse. if you live on top of that mall, what is the mall called again?
Shefa.
Shefa Mall.
So there's a whole, the whole
Yeah.
building only starts.
Yeah, but in Panama, you have from people living 20, 30 stories up, right?
Yeah,
So I was there for Shabbos by
yeah.
Shlomo Feinberg's brother-in-law. He says to me, okay, we have a kosher Shabbos elevator, the whole building uses, where you can use the staircase, which is for Shlomo
I
Feinberg.
thought,
Shlomo walks up 22 flights.
I thought the people
Every
in Panama
time
have
he
a guy
goes.
who carries
Every
them.
time he goes, he won't touch it, he walks up.
I don't the rich people have a guy who carries them up, a guy named Pedro, he puts them on his shoulders.
It's easier to have a hand power elevator.
The old school doesn't use it, but most of the people nowadays, the young chevra, if you move into such an apartment, they have no problem if there's a psak halacha not to be able to use it.
So exactly climbing the steps.
So okay, so he's the old school. You're right. You're right.
Panama stops every 3 floors.
Go on all
So you
four.
walk up or down.
My grandfather, well, his father, he was on the.
He wouldn't use the Shabbos elevator, even in the hospital, the Rebbe?
Rebbe didn't use the Shabbos.
No, also I'm talking about my mother's father.
Oh, Taka?
He lived on which floor was he on?
Your mother's.
Did I need to?
Eagle Road?
He
Eagle
didn't
Road?
use an elevator. Oh, Saif Yama.
No, but before he tried to go with his
hands.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Doesn't help.
You know what, I was once in there was a tikkifa when I was in the hospital a lot with my wife for Shabbos. We were in the Beth Israel hospital. My wife was on the 13th floor. That Shabbos, the elevator was broken. Up and down, up and down. Then it was like, I had to go back up one more time, and I was really tired. Right? So there's 2 Hispanic guys.
Visit that tower on.
I jumped in the elevator with them.
Lancaster.
The doorman opens the door.
One presses the 3rd floor, one presses the
I thought he
5th.
walked up the flight.
Please, God, please help me get to the 13th floor, God, please help me. And these guys look at, and they hit the 13th button, and they say, thank you, God, and they started cracking up. But I didn't tell them to, I just said, I asked to shut down.
Okay.
I don't know, was I like, I don't know, it's a Beth Israel, I
At the
think it was,
hospital.
I don't know, it was a big, whatever, maybe it was the 13th, but whatever it was, I had enough, walking up.
Mass General, they have 13.
Okay, but most of the apartment buildings is no.
They have that house, what is it called?
Yeah, it just goes 12, 14, yeah, but office buildings, everything, 12, 14.
It's the Friday the 13th.
Right, that's the same thing, they're superstitious about it.
Because Bar Mitzvah's on the 13th year.
This is the problem from MGM Grand had when they opened in Vegas. You know the story, right?
But nobody would take a float, I think.
They would walk into bad luck.
Yeah.
They would,
Maybe it was the
exactly, so they wouldn't
14th
go
floor. I should
in.
use that
They
as the
changed that.
example, I missed the whole point.
Ich chosset oyo, v'kozenu mechyo, v'veitzoi, v'veitzoi, gayom shelish, gamon chamishot, niv'layit, v'yayim yasha, niv'lamecho, v'emevasheko, v'sonu v'toyilat, v'emevasheko, v'sonu v'toyilat, Chacham Rachmai V'Mai V'Kai V'Machsor Yisrael Yaseh Yaseh V'Chachma Maskim Lo G'dei Lo Hey V'Yadir V'Ata V'Yisham V'Yita V'Yisham V'Yita Yosef Nechom, Oba Shok B'Swa, Soy V'Yel Grosov, Hotz V'Yam V'As, Saben M'Chol G'Decha, K'Yam V'Dai Dai, Amadoi no liakoi, altira liakoi, Amadoi no liakoi, altira liakoi, Amadoi no liakoi, altira liakoi, altira liakoi, Amadoi no liakoi, altira liakoi, altira liakoi, Yaakov, altira liakoi, Shus Yaakov, altira liakoi, altira liakoi, altira liakoi, Bilanach liakoi, altira liakoi, let me know and liakoi, altira liakoi, Bilanach liakoi, altira liakoi, altira liakoi, Yaakov, altira liakoi, Shus Yaakov, altira liakoi, altira liakoi, Shus Yaakov, altira liakoi, Yaakov, altira liakoi, Yaakov, altira liakoi, Yaakov, altira liakoi, Yaakov, altira Sabe, Yeshias Yaakov, altira Yaakov, Sabe, Yeshias Yaakov, altira Yaakov, Sabe, Yeshias Yaakov, altira Yeshias Yaakov, Yaakov, Yeshias Yaakov, Yeshias Yaakov, Yaakov, sing Tam Shechein.
What?
Achrecha narutzo.
Moshcheni acharecho narutzo.
Eviani amelech adoro. Moshcheni acharecha narutzo. Eviani v'nismecha. Moshcheni acharecha narutzo. Eviani amelech adoro. Heviani amelech adoro.
Ani v'toydi li, aroyem ashoy shanim. Ani v'toydi li, aroyem ashoy shanim. Ani v'toydi li, aroyem ashoy shanim. Ani Heviani amelech adoro, Moshcheni achrecha narutzo. Heviani v'nismecha v'ay, Moshcheni achrecha narutzo. Heviani amelech adoro, Moshcheni achrecha narutzo. V'nismecha Shani,
Baruch Levine sings it. And who do you call Hamish and who do you call not Hamish? Okay. Can't never tell nowadays.
I once went to a Shulam concert and he was doing Shulam Lemon. He was doing like not Jewish songs, Jewish songs. And then I was like, cause like I like was going to hear like the Jewish songs. I didn't want to hear like God Bless America, whatever. So I was like, do something Heimish. He was like, what is Heimish, really?
Who said that? Shul? Right when you asked that question?
Yeah, I yelled it. When you do Heimish.
Let me tell you a good story. Do you ever hear this song? Oy 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 oy. You know where that was started to be sung? At the Rishon of Chasanis. Yeah. So was it Heimish?
Used to be.
Used to be. Oy 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 oy. You have a lot. You have the Be'an Rochitz. That also comes way back from Rishon. They sing it in Vishnitz. I once went to Vishnitz Tish. When I went to Vishnitz Tish, they didn't have it. Be'an. They sang it on Shabbos Yisroi for covered Kabbalah Satayra. They sang it. Be'an Rochitz, huh? By Tish. Ashkenaz, Svart, Nusuk Svart, we do it all the time.
We should bring it back.
And you hear it sung? No, is that Heimish? Is that Heimish? What? Huh? It's
the reason why it's brought it, what's his name brought it? It's Yassel brought it.
Yassel Rosenblatt was from Rishon, and he went around touring, and he started singing it, and when he was the Chazan. So everybody picked up on it, and that's how it became the American Young Israel national anthem.
Is it his?
It's not his song, no.
That must be very old then.
Sure, it's old.
Rebbe, wasn't that long ago when we were singing So Yisroel?
Yeah. You know what they have? They had the Be'an Rochitz. Somebody had a good joke because we were in Nantasket. Tell you one of the tales of Nantasket. So there was the beach and there was the bay. If anybody was in Nantasket knows that there was the beach side and there was the bay side. And you know, some of the people that came to davening, you would call, you know, they were the JFKs, like they call it. That's what he calls it, just for Kiddush. So they said they missed the Bay Anarochitz because Bay Anarochitz means we're going to go bathing in the bay.
I know, right?
So they missed the main part of the davening. This week is the yard site of the Chazon Ish. The Chazon Ish, you could say, for Eretz Yisrael, at the bare minimum, was what you call by the Litvische Welt, the B'nai Torah Welt, as they are called, the final say of what Psak Halacha is and how you deal with Yiddishkeit. He was born, I think, in Tov Reish Lamed Dalid, to Choshev Erov in the Litta, and he was an unassuming person. His name was Rabbi Avram Yeshaya Karelitz, and that's why he named the Sefer Chazon Ish, because Ish is the Rosh Tevis of Avram Yeshaya. So that's why it was named Chazon Ish, and he kept a very low profile until he went to Vilna, and Reb Chaim Oizer, who was then the Rosh Kol Abnei Agoyla of the Litvische Welt, said he has to take more of an important role for the future generation, and he did so, and he was lucky enough, he decided he's going to leave Lita before the war. He left before the war, and he went to Eretz Yisrael. And he became, technically, I can tell you, I was in Bnei Brak in the early 70s, he became basically the even though he passed away in 1953, he passed away in Tov Shin Yud Dalid, Cheshvan of Yud Dalid, I was a little boy then. I was a toddler, would call, and he was someone who everybody looked to in Psak Halacha. He was what you would call in those times, and because of this, there's a lot of times disagreements, because the Poisik Achron of America was Moshe Feinstein to a certain extent, and the Poisik Achron in Eretz Yisrael was the Chazon Ish, and a different halachis they disagreed on, and people here in the United States did like Reb Moshe Feinstein, and people in Eretz Yisrael did like the Chazon Ish. Just a few stories, and I'll afterwards at the end give over some connections that Boston has with the Chazon Ish. The story of Shlomo Brim, when he was a bacher, learned in the Miri Yeshiva, and one time he went to a chasana. It was late. In those days, it wasn't like nowadays. The lights are on 24 hours, the full night. At 1 a.m., they used to close the lights in Jerusalem to save on money. And he came home late from a chasana. And as he was running to his room, his dormitory room, he realized that on that street that he was running down, you have it today even, that street, there's a bunch of steps that go down, 100 steps. And if he walks too fast, he won't realize where the steps start, and he'll go tumbling down the steps. And he stops suddenly, and he's about to take the next step, and he realizes that if he would have taken one more step, he would have gone tumbling down the steps. Okay, he said, Baruch Hashem. Next morning he gets up and goes to daven, and he davens, and after davening he thinks to himself, I had a nice happen to me last night. I could have been very, very badly hurt, and I didn't realize it, that I was walking on that street, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me enough seichel to remember that this street is a dangerous street, and I didn't have any iota of difference in my kavanah and Shmoneh Esrei. What do I do about it? So he says to himself, you know what? I'm going to go see the Chazon Ish and ask him what I can do to do something better about myself. Sure enough, that morning he picks himself up, travels to Bnei Brak. He had some type of relationship with the Chazon Ish, and he goes into the Chazon Ish. And the Chazon Ish, he tells over the story that I had this happening, and there was no distinction in my davening from one day to the other, even though this happened to me. And the Chazon Ish got up, went over to the window, and looked out the window, and returned to his chair, and he told him, you know what the Yetzer Hara of our times are? That we're not makir in the godless of the Rebbeinu Shel Olam, the chesed that he does for us. And in order to understand that, you have to work on that all your life. And maybe then you'll see the godless habayra of how much chesed he does for us. And he heard, and Shlomo said he worked on it his whole life, and he says he was an older person. He says, maybe now I understand. That's one story. Another story which is similar, there was this yeshiva bacher who came to the Chazon Ish about a problem he had, and he wanted to have a referral for a doctor. And he starts talking to the Chazon Ish, and he tells him what is it his choices are. And the Chazon Ish tells him, go to this and this doctor. He gives him the name. He says, that's the doctor you should go see. And he says, okay. Then he tells the Chazon Ish, I have etl chashaylas. I'm learning Bava Kama, I'm learning Masech Kelim. maybe I can talk to the Rav about it. He says, yeah, go ahead. And he starts talking to him. They took for quite a while, and it seems the Chazon Ish was very impressed with him. And the Chazon Ish at the end tells him, I don't think you have to go to a doctor. You have nothing to worry about. So he's taken aback. I mean, we talked about the problem, which doctor to go. So he asked the Chazon Ish, before you told me that I should go to this doctor, now you're saying I have to go to a doctor? Why? Just go. So he says, because I saw the way you spoke to me in learning that you have amelis batoyru. You're hard in learning. That amelis I see will give you hatzlocha chutz miderech hateva, and you'll get well without seeing the doctor. And kachava. He stopped seeing the doctor. He didn't go, and he got well. What's the connection between the Chazon Ish in Boston? I know of two connections off the top of my head. Huh? Oh, Malka knows. One is Rabbi Avram Genachovsky. You remember Rabbi Avram Genachovsky was here? You have a son who's named after his son.
Yeah, Yoina, yeah.
Yeah, Yoina. His father, at the time of the founding of the state of Israel, was the landlord of the Chazon Ish. And not only was he the landlord of the Chazon Ish, he was the Chaver Knesset as well, Rabbi Avram's father. And he was from the Mizrahi sect. And it came up about Giyas Bonos. That's the story you're thinking also? Oh, okay. Giyas Bonos. Yeah. And there was a question whether they'll have the women drafted, and in fact, one of the famous happenings that happened after the founding of the state is when David Ben Gurion came to see the Chazon Ish about Giyas Bonos. Huh? No, I don't know. No, I think this was about Giyas Bonos. That was a different time. And in fact, the Chazon Ish didn't say a word. David Ben Gurion lectured. Don't forget, David Ben Gurion had a zaftige Yiddish. He didn't have to talk to Chazon Ish in Ivrit because he knew a fluent Yiddish. So he spoke to the Chazon Ish in a fluent Yiddish. And the Chazon Ish didn't say a word. And they asked the Chazon Ish afterwards, why didn't you answer him? He says, because whatever I would have said, everybody would have interpreted in different ways, and I decided the best thing is Siyagul Chachma Shtika. But he asked this Rabbi Avram Genachovsky's father to vote not for drafting the girls, and he says, if you do that, I tell you, you'll be zoichet to have a son who will light up the world in Torah and Yireh Shamayim. And now he did what the Chazon Ish told him to do, and he had the son, Rebbe Avram Genachovsky. That's one story. He spent a long time here. Yisrael remembers him. Yisrael remembers him.
Mr. Schiffman.
He was with here.
Mr. Schiffman and I became best.
Yeah, they became very close friends. Yeah, through my father, they became very close.
Samuel Schiffman?
Samuel Schiffman, yeah.
Genachovsky every year on the yard site went to Mr. Schiffman's cabin.
Yeah. Anyway, that's one story. Another story was, I saw recently when I was in Eretz Yisrael, they wrote about it, that there's an organization that became into being because of a letter of the Chazon Ish. That's how they wrote it, and they wrote that the Chazon Ish wrote a letter to a family, I think it was Zaretsky, who was living at that time in Boston, that there's a person coming for open heart surgery. At that time, at Mass General, they started doing open heart surgeries, and he needs help. And in fact, the Chazon Ish did not only send this letter to that family Zaretsky, who was close to they lived in Bnei Brak and they were close to the Chazon Ish, but he sent it also to my father. A letter saying that he should be helped. And the Zaretsky's heard that my father's helping them, so they also came into helping them. But my father, basically, he stayed by my father, and he was running the thing with the doctor for him. Huh? I don't have the letter, no. No, I'm sorry to say I don't have it.
Zaretsky was the Boston family or the Sikh family?
The Boston family. They moved back to Eretz Yisrael afterwards. I think he was a famous writer afterwards, Zaretsky. They were good friends with the Plotniks. You can ask the Plotniks, maybe the Margozes, they were good friends with the Plotniks. Henach Plotnik's grandfather, Moshe Plotnik.
Maybe they have their copy of the letter.
Maybe. Anyway, but that was the Plotniks, not the Zaretskys. Tell them I can't talk now. You have to answer it. Anyway, so the Chazon Ish sent them this letter, and of course they took care of it. And just as a byproduct of my part of the story, what I've heard is that it was during the summertime, and this was a world famous doctor who created the open heart surgery. It's not like today you have a who knows how many thousand open heart surgeries you have in the United States. It was, Mass General Hospital and maybe 2-3 a week, a long recovery period, just as it was initial stages. And he comes into my father with his nose down, the person. He tells him, I have a problem. So he says, what's your problem? He says, my problem is that the doctor wants to do the operation during the 9 days. Can I do it? So my father said to him, the same malach that goes with the doctor during Brestia goes during the 9 days. I don't see any problem. The doctor said that he can't do it because he wants to go on, like we know, on vacation during August. And that's it. You have to do it. So my father said, you know what? Contact the Chazon Ish. And in those days, it wasn't like today. You pick up a cell phone and you call up and you get to Bnei Brak. You maybe have somebody go over to Reb Chaim Kanevsky or whatever. It didn't work that way in those days. So you had to send a telegram. And they sent a telegram, and a couple days later, the person comes into my father, and he says, the Chazon Ish gave an answer. He said, the same malach that goes for the person during the rest of the year goes with the 9 days, and you can do the operation. And he did the operation, and he lived for years later as well. This was around 1950, 51, and he passed away a year and a half, 2 years later. And from that, in the article, when they wrote about it, they said, they didn't write about the story, but they wrote that after they took care of him, from that organization, the Boston Rebbe created Rofei International. So you see, the Rofei International was created through the Chazon Ish. Zchus Yogen Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael.
Horvin, 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 Horvin Torah.
Horvin, 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 Horvin Torah. Horvin, 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 Horvin Torah. Es ist Gan Eden auf der Welt. You should know the Yiddish part. Horvin, 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 Horvin Torah.
But I don't know the-
Horvin is Torah. Harvin, Torah. Es ist Gan Eden auf der Welt. Weil jeder weiß, dass man Harvin in Torah hat man Gan Eden auf der Welt. Weil jeder weiß, dass man Harvin in Torah hat man Gan Eden auf der Welt. Weil jeder weiß, dass man Harvin in Torah hat man Gan Eden auf der Welt. Weil jeder weiß, dass man Harvin in Torah hat man Gan Eden auf der Welt.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. We're gonna test next week. gonna grab this. Can you say it again, please? You want to say the words again? Harvard and Torah.
Harvin in Torah. Es ist Gan Eden auf der Welt. Es ist Gan Eden auf der Welt. Weil jeder eine weiß, als man Harvin in Torah hat man Gan Eden auf der Welt.
We
Weil
can't do
jeder,
this that fast, we have to do it.
And then advice.
als man Harvin in Torah hat man Gan Eden auf der Welt. We got to give it over to Lemmer. What's his name? Lemmer? Or to what's the guy's name? To Baruch Levi. Who's the other one? The one that did Elnig.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, or maybe even Green.
Maybe more green, yeah, I don't think he has those Yiddish songs.
We never heard the end of his story, so what was the Heimish Niggin that he's saying next?
Bridge over troubled water. I was like, DOS is a high mission nigga. That's what I said.
Well, it was created by, it's a Jewish, right, Simon, and the same thing I
But
saw
it
him
is.
say.
He said basically a high mission nigga is something that brings
You know,
out.
I'll tell you the truth is,
Bridge over troubled water does
a
that.
certain way, Martha ben David has a certain Hamishkeit to him when he sings.
Who?
Martha ben David. And also
That's
even
what he said
Avram
also,
Fried,
yeah.
and Avram Fried also.
Jacob can sing Al Rebbe for the Rebbe one time.
Not like how I'm free, that's for sure.
Avram Fried, but I'll tell you, Martha ben David has more Hamishkeit than Avram
For
Fried.
sure. Our Fried's very like, very perfect. Our Fried's also very good. But having David sings with more good feel.
Those are the like first singers, like the.
Well, you want to know the truth? I met
There's toppings. to the ice
Shlomo
cream.
Kalbach when I was 7, 8 years old. He came to Chaya Odom, not here in Brighton, but he came to Chaya Odom on Nightingale Street in Mattapan, in Dorchester,
I was
Mattapan.
8 years old.
I was about 7, 8 years old.
Parsha Shmos, Parsha Shmos.
I don't know what
Because he
year.
was here from the bar mitzvahs. He came from my uncle. And my
It could be.
That's 4 or 5 years old. Works out
Yep.
perfectly.
And
He was here for that.
and he played there, and he was like, it must have been about 100 kids. That's all it was, 100 kids, and he had his not an electric guitar, but a regular simple guitar, and he was jumping around. And then they took me over to the introduce, and they said, "This is the Boston the Rebbe's son." Oh, he had a certain type of, the Boston Rebbe. He's such a dear person to me, the Boston Rebbe.
Holy of the holies.
Huh?
The holy of the holies, he calls it.
I know.
You know
Who?
Shlomo?
I met him once.
He came to the Rebbe's.
Anybody besides
Kabbalah Shabbos.
Do we want
any topics?
I met him a couple times.
You met him, okay.
Met him once. He was here in Boston.
He came to Boston.
We did a show with my monitor.
He came here to be here for Shabbos sometimes, and he used to come Friday night to sing with the Rebbe Lecha Doidi.
Sweetest.
So my mother was expecting, she went special when he was supposed to be very good. She went special so she could see him, so I could see him.
See him more as a Talmud guy. I don't know.
Huh?
More of a Talmud guy.
Who? Shlomo Kalbach?
The people at
Wasn't the first tish that he went to was Pinnacle
We'll
Studio?
go.
No, they were the hippie.
Well, Shlomo at the hippie. He could be at the hippie. The Tall Rebbe was a very serious person.
No, not the Rebbe. Jewish.
But even the people there, they had to keep their mouth shut by davening.
Yeah, but they were.
I heard that the Erste Tish that Shlomo went to was the Pinnacle Studio's Tish.
Could be.
That was before the first.
Shlomo Kalbach had.
Before he got involved
Does
in
anybody
the-
know?
That
Shlomo Kalbach had a twin brother.
No, I didn't know that.
Huh? Naftali.
Really?
Named Naftali Kalbach.
in Bobov.
In Bobov. And he was it was an identical twin.
Oh boy.
And he wore a beaver hat. And he looked just like Shlomo Kalbach, but he had a Hasidic beard. And he lived in Hillside, New Jersey. And you can speak to Rabbi Beer. because Rabbi Beer used to always complain to me when we were in high school together that he used to call him up to make the siyum for the Bukharim on Erev Pesach, because he lived in what's it called, Rabbi Teitz's town, Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is near Hillside. So he used to come in from Elizabeth to give the siyum. Exact, identical twin.
Why do you live in Hillside?
He was a Rav there.
Oh.
He was a very nice guy. He used to come here sometimes to visit my father. Came in here. He was writing Chassidish Sfarim. He wrote some of the Kotzke Sfarim.
How long was he in it?
Huh?
Still around now?
Didn't have a tragic ending. I don't know how he passed away, but he didn't have a tragic ending like Shlomo Kalbach.
Pushing back.
Shlomo Kalbach was lifted on an airplane.
Pushing back from LaGuardia to Toronto. He was pushing back on a flight from LaGuardia to Toronto. On a Friday. Yeah, on a Friday.
A lot of people died on planes. You know, Gil Neyman also died on a plane.
I don't know if he was on the plane or in the airport.
Huh?
He was
coming off the plane.
I think he was.
Yeah, he was coming. He was almost here.
Sean was still on the ground, but they didn't even have enough money to bury him. They had to raise money just for the
Who, Gil?
No, from Shlomo.
Yeah.
They didn't even have money to bury him.
You know
He
what's
died
the,
penniless. He gave away all
but
his money.
you know, David Rothstein died in the emergency room. Leaving the doctor after a doctor's
Right
visit
after my
where he
sister's
said
wedding.
he's in the best of health.
He wasn't that old,
2 days
was
after
he?
my sister Masa's wedding.
How old was
Rothstein.
Doctor? How old was Doug Ross? He was
He
probably
was
the
59 years old.
59, unbelievable. A young man. 59, gosh.
What do you like?
Do you remember the Rav Cohen, the snuff mensch, or that was before your time? Do you remember the snuff mensch that used to come once a year, Rav Cohen? And you kiss his tzitzis and he could shove that good snuff up the nose. You don't remember that?
What's his first name?
I don't know, but his name was Rav Cohen. He used to come here every year. It was before, I guess, before your time. The best snuff in the world.
We had good stuff today.
Snuff? Yeah?
Cohen's back in the day, so I don't know. He came once a year?
Huh? Once a year, yeah.
What was the occasion he came?
I assume it's probably for a show. I don't know. The snuff match. Remember Rav Cohen used to come with that delicious snuff. Banana snuff. He doesn't remember. It's before me. He doesn't remember either.
It was from Shai Yoshev's father.
He doesn't remember.
Oh, Brazil's father-in-law?
Not Shmuel. Shai Yoshev. The Rosh Yeshiva of Shai Yoshev. What was his last He went to Shai Yoshev. It wasn't the Rosh Yeshiva.
Are they Blumenkrantz?
Because he smelled fish right down there.
But it was a good. It had such a nice smell. Now, that was
Banana.
Before my time.
If someone would do that today, then it'd be like a lawsuit or who knows. Can't do that anymore.
That's
We need a cois with it. We need a cois.
my thing.
Get zero boy sign element. Shame I doing no me word of me out of them the shows. One may arrive, my run was on the back of the any shall Lord. Any shall call them Michel do a hyene.
Kiel zouden fans like all weten wat kan mee was. Katoa die no ja zonne sako.
Amen. Alle color.
Weil Achilles Mosen schaute Sonne und fans Sonne und Khayam Khalis und Shob ya la Kola ni no. Katoa die no ya loretz vi ala Mosen.
Amen. Anything on the same.
Shaloi nevois, veloi nikolai, veloi nikoshali yoel, the nation of America, we made a berachatu adinoi, boine berachmu, Shaloi.
Malka Tovia made it.
Mikol tivli ayla mal yichasreini.
Mikol tivli ayla mal yichasreini. God bless you.
Bullets.
Is his real English name or not?
And so what it was?
We got all I know, Eileen, why rape your girlfriend?
Man.
I'm just asking his English name is Bernard.
I can ask him.
That would be
And if it was?
famous place up front in Spallon.
And when you wanted to go.
No. He said Bendix, please.
No.
Why is it 6:30?
I finally found a Bernard.
Why are we not having 6:30 shoppers
Wait,
tomorrow?
You can have one, no problem.
What was it on the
Okay.
calendar?
So it's not on the calendar, nobody said to put it on.
It needs to be on the calendar. It needs to be-
So you have to speak to Wojciech, or if he's in charge. You guys can start.
Can't put it on the calendar.
Yeah, we get an extra.
Why not?
Unless somebody takes the prize for it.
We should have a,
And
first
I'm not
of all,
gonna
Chaim
have,
Rosen.
we're not gonna have that.
Chaim Rosen will not do it, he
opinion.
told me no. He told me
I'll
no.
talk.
Okay, talk, if he comes over to me to say he'll do it, then I have no
Yeah, but I don't
problem.
wanna have, during that documentary share, all of a
We should
sudden
have
I
a
have to go.
6:30 and an 8:30.
Huh?
Why?
6:30 and 8:30.
The 7:30 is moving so well.
We
Yeah,
should do the Daf Yomi after the 6:30 minutes.
yeah, that's exactly what they want.
Bernie.
I understand
What does
why,
it matter to them?
why does that help us?
Bernie.
Why
That
does it
doesn't
matter to
help
them?
us.
It's sandwiches.
It doesn't
Daf
help
Yomi.
us, no, it doesn't.
The people who need to daven early.
It's 6:30, it might
Bernie.
make more sense.
People who need to daven early. It's nicer.
How crazy?
First of all, sometimes you won't be davening bisman before Nate's.
I changed your name.
6:30, I'll be before next month.
You talking about Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday, yeah.
End of.
I just spoke to Rabbi Pesach.
I have no problem. You tell Chaim Rosenblum that he'll take some fries. I have
But
no
then we have to
problem.
do the Daf Yomi. You can't have it.
No, you can't. No, the Daf Yomi people I've spoken